prepared the way for Jesus. And now he was in prison. Jesus was out of prison. And John had a decision to make. What am I going to do with this Jesus? He's healing the sick and I'm in prison. And I'm not even getting a card or a text message. Not even a WhatsApp message from Jesus saying, how are you doing, John? John's disciples came to him, and I can imagine what they said. You know how we like to add salt to injury? They would have said, John, they would have said, Pastor John, how are you doing? I'm fine. How long have you been in prison? Well, it's been a couple of weeks now. Have you seen the ministerial secretary? Has the first elder visited you yet? You mean you who did so much work for the church? No member from KCC or Maranatha ever come? Does he know that you are in prison? Yes, I think that's news. And you mean Jesus knew you were in prison? Weren't you the one who was preaching about him? Yes. Aren't you his cousin? Yes. You sure you're his cousin? I think so. And you mean he hasn't come to visit you? Do you sure you want to go back to that church? That church doesn't have any love. Because for the way you're serving them people and the way they're treating you, you've been in the hospital for so long, they know about it and they're not coming to visit you? John sat in his cell, and in response to what they said to him, he said to his disciples, go to Jesus for me and ask him, verse 3 of chapter 11, are you the one that is coming? Or should we look for another? Are you really the Messiah? And you have forsaken the forerunner. You see, there comes a point in each of our lives when we will feel abandoned by God and even the church. Come on, am I talking to somebody this morning? There will come a time when you're going to get sick and nobody will show up. There will come a time when you're down in the crucible of life and it seems that others know and nobody will show up. Only you and you and you and you. And so John said, is Jesus really who he says he is? John's question implied, are you really coming to visit me? Or should I look for another person to come? Are you the one who is coming to establish your kingdom? Or should I look for another? Were my preaching in vain? In fact, both Matthew and Luke use two different words in the Greek. That English word, other, or you will look for another. There are two Greek words. The first is allos, and the second is heteros. Now, heteros means another of a different kind. So an allos means another of the same kind. So in Matthew 11, Matthew uses the adjective heteros, which means, are you the one, or should we look for another type of Messiah? Luke 7, chapter 7 uses allos. Are you the one, or should I look for a same Messiah like you? In other words, John is asking Jesus, I'm confused here. I'm in prison. I preach for you. I labored for you. And now I need you. Where are you? There will be moments in your life, brothers and sisters, when you will question, is it worth it? Is it worth it serving the Lord? Now in the question of John, are you the one? Are you the one? Or, that word or is what we call, it's a major disjunctive particle in the language. So John is saying, are you the one? Or, if you're not the one, let me know. And I'm going to start looking for another. I want to say to you this morning, brothers and sisters, if you haven't been there as yet, there will come trials that will test your faith, cause you to question what you once held, what you once believed. There will come trials or people or circumstances that will cause you to question, is this the true church? Sometimes you will see some things in the church that will cause you to question, should we look for another church? Now, when the Greek, I'm going to give you a little spin on this. When the Greek language was written, there were no punctuations. So things like question marks and commas and exclamation marks, these were inserted to help us better understand. So if you remove the question marks from this text, it can be read differently. If you remove the punctuation, this text can actually be read, you are the one coming, or if you are not, should we look for another? So rather than a question, John is actually stating a fact. Jesus, you've got to be the one coming, because your word cannot fail. You've got to be the one, because your promises are sure. You've got to be the one. You are the one. Or if you are not, then I better start looking for somebody else. But the first part of the sentence is what we call a declarative fact. You are the one. And I love this because somehow John is showing us here that sometimes life pressures can get so hard on us that we can question things that we once held dear. John say, Lord, you're the one coming. So Jesus got that question from John. And Jesus sent back a response in verse 4. Jesus says, go and tell them. Go and tell John what you hear and what you see. Tell John that the lame is walking. Tell John the blind is seeing. Listen to me. When God is not working in your corner, He's working in somebody else's corner. Come on, somebody. I wish I get excited up here. I know you guys are in a big auditorium, so you don't say amen much. But I'm saying, when God is not doing things for you, He's doing about him. Tell him, I'm still healing the sick. I'm still raising the dead. I'm still forgiving sins. Go and tell him that God is still working. So, sometimes you think things are bad with you until you speak to other people. There may not be any miracles in your neck of the woods, but there are still miracles in this world. God is still healing people. God is still breaking them